trademarks of the Wenger Company and its predecessors. The following video introduces Wenger's known and registered trademarks and the time frame in which the trademark was used. The brands presented here are not just limited to pocket knives, but to all products manufactured by Wenger. On February 24, 1894, Paul Bochat and Amity Kant set up a general partnership in Courtauld called P. Bochat et Cie. Type of business: knife factory. Amity Kant, mayor of Courtauld, owned a watch case factory in Courtauld since 1883. In 1893, Amity Kant registered a patent for improving the assembly of pocket knives. Thus, even before founding the company P. Bochat et Cie to do with the manufacture of knives. On March 6, 1894, the first brand was entered in the commercial register under number 6800. It represented a squirrel with the words Courtauld, Suisse, underneath. Thus, Wenger owned the first registered brand about 8 years before Victorinox. The brand extended to the products pocket knives, table knives, scissors and razors. Thus, the company had aimed for a wide range of products right from the start. On May 2, 1896, the Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie based in Courtauld founded with a share capital of 60,000 Swiss francs, which corresponds to a current value of approximately 750,000 Swiss francs, divided into 120 shares of 500 Swiss francs each. Ferdinand Graf from Solingen was named director. On September 1, 1896, the P. Bochat et Cie mutually deleted. On May 26, 1896, the company Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie registered another brand name in the commercial register. It consisted of a winged wheel with the words Coutellerie Suisse underneath. Here are examples of this brand. On August 11, 1898, the joint stock company changed its name to Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie et d'Articles in Metal Britannia, Swiss Knives and Britannia Metalware Factory. The purpose is extended to the production and sale of white metal goods. The director of the factory is Theo Wenger. Here is a letterhead from this early period with a picture of the factory as well as the factory mark and the designation Schweizer Messer and Britannia Metalwaren Fabrik. In 1900 the name of the company changed to Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie et Services, Swiss Cutlery Factory. On October 4, 1900, the two brands Tel and Diamant are registered and protected in the commercial register. Here are examples of the use of these brands. On June 5, 1902, Fritz Jagax received power of attorney from the company Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie et Services. On November 14, 1903, another trademark is entered in the commercial register, the image of a windmill. The intended use of the brand is very broad across all production areas. On June 8, 1905, a well-known and widespread trademark is registered, the graphic representation of three faces in side view. Over a long period of time, this mark was applied to all the company's products, sometimes alone, sometimes with the designation Wenger Delémont. Here are examples from the brand. In the same year, on October 1, 1905, Theodor Wenger, director of the factory, and Fritz Jagax, representative of the factory, found the general partnership Wenger & Co. in Basel. Purpose: exclusive sale of the entire production of the Swiss cutlery factory. On September 25, 1905, the board of directors decided to revoke Theo Wenger's signature because he wanted to devote himself to selling the products together with Fritz Jagax, who was also no longer authorized to sign. On January 26, 1906, the company Wenger & Co. entered the brand Lucullus in the commercial register. On May 15, 1906, another trademark is registered by the company Wenger & C. On January 10, 1907, the company Wenger & Co. entered 3 additional brands in the commercial register. There are no or hardly any known products in which one of these brands was used. It would have been private labels and not production brands at that point. On February 25, 1907, the shareholders of Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie et Services the liquidation and sale of the company under the management of Amédée Comte and Gerald Siegfried. Apparently, the company was not doing well. Theodor Wenger then took over the company with the help of a loan from the Cantonal Bank for 1 million Swiss francs at an interest rate of 7%. The purchase contract was signed on March 13, 1907. On March 14, 1907, the company name changes from Wenger & Co. to Wenger & Company Schweizer Besteck Fabrik. The nature of the business changes to manufacture and trade in steel goods, Britannia metalware and other tableware. On December 19, 1907, the brand with the 3 faces, number 23087, is transferred to the company Wenger & Co., Schweizer Besteck Fabrik. In 1908, the Wenger & Co. Schweizer Besteck Fabrik company moved its headquarters from Basel to Delémont. Also on April 1 of this year, Theodor Wenger, Fritz Jagax and Alfred Meyer found a limited partnership called Wenger & Co. The brands with the registration numbers 19,971, 20,549, 21,536, 21,537 and 21,538 are transferred to the new company Wenger & Co. in 1909. The Atlas trademark is registered on January 8, 1910. On August 20, 1910, the company Wenger Co. entered a new trademark in the commercial register, Dahura. This will become one of the defining brands in the company's history. Here are a few examples of using the mark. The company Fabrique Suisse de Coutellerie et Services will deleted. On May 24, 1912, the Titan brand is entered in the commercial register. On July 26, 1912, the Agar brand is entered in the commercial register. On April 29, 1913, the Dolphin brand was entered in the commercial register. The Agar brand is renewed and the purpose expanded. On June 9, 1916, the two brands with the registration numbers 12,587 and 12,586 are transferred to the company Wenger C and the purpose is expanded at the same time. The early brand Coutellerie Suisse with the registration number 8385 is transferred to the company Wenger Co and the purpose is expanded. On September 1, 1917, Theo Wenger and Lisa Wenger found the limited partnership Wenger Co. You take over the assets and liabilities of the company Wenger Co., which will be deleted. Lisa Wenger becomes a limited partner with a contribution of 1,000 Swiss francs. The purpose of the company is expanded to include the manufacture of automatic polishing machines. The limited partners Fritz Jagax, Gina Bersax and Alfred Meyer leave the company. Since this was somewhat confusing, since one company was dissolved and a new company was founded under exactly the same name, the official Gazette of Commerce printed an addendum in November 1917 and described the circumstances. On December 31, 1921, the Société Anonyme Wenger & Co joint stock company was founded, which took over the assets and liabilities of the company Wenger & Co. The existing brands will all be transferred to the new company. In addition, on July 22, 1922, 5 other brands are entered in the commercial register, including the two brands Wenger and Wenger Coutellerie Suisse. A trademark with the name Wenger is registered for the first time, which is still valid today. Here is a Wenger & Co letterhead from this period showing the factory marks. On April 20, 1931, a collective mark was entered in the commercial register by the Association for Domestic Production, a crossbow. Shortly before that, the central office for the Swiss mark of origin was founded under pressure from Swiss industry and consumers. Domestic production should be boosted by creating and promoting a separate label for local products. The choice fell on the symbol of the crossbow, which refers to the Swiss national hero William Tell. In the first years of its existence, a large number of applications were received from Swiss companies. After the application was accepted, the companies were allowed to use the crossbow label to label their products. Often the crossbow was used in addition to the company name. Wenger created various brands based on their already registered brands in combination with the crossbow. On March 22, 1935, a new Tahura figurative mark is registered in the commercial register. In 1942 these marks are renewed. On August 31, 1950 the brand Victorinox with crossbow is registered. On May 29, 1952, a new brand is entered in the commercial register. On January 13, 1954, the TAC entered in the commercial register. On March 22, 1955, a new figurative mark is entered in the commercial register. This was used in particular for kitchen knives. On July 2, 1958, the General Assembly decides to change the name of the company from Société Anonyme Wenger Co. to Wenger SA. The Swibo brand is entered in the commercial register on April 19, 1960. It will become known worldwide for high-quality butcher knives. On March 27, 1961, the Oscar brand is registered in the commercial register for kitchen knives. On May 3, 1962, the stamp with the three faces is renewed as the only one of the 10 stamps from the 1942 renewal. On February 21, 1964, the Explorer brand is entered in the commercial register. On April 21, 1967, the Suabito brand is entered in the commercial register. 2 years later, on April 21, 1967, the Maxiflex brand is registered in the commercial register. On August 24, 1970, the Victorinox brand was renewed and the purpose extended to international classes 7 and 8. On June 24, 1971, a new brand Wenger is entered in the commercial register. After 20 years, the brand TAC renewed on January 11, 1974 and the purpose extended to international classes 7, 8 and 10. In the following, the trademarks are summarized from the year 1977. The dates of registration are given, and dates when there was a cancellation of a trademark. The trademarks with the registration numbers 276,137 and 305,745 are extensions of existing trademarks. The Swishline Wenger brand, which was entered in the commercial register in 1975, was new. Three of the four brands shown are extensions of existing brands. Only the mark with the registration number 373,701 was new, the figurative representation of the letter W for Wenger. Under the brand's knife, the new Swiss knife Wenger sold a limited collection of pocket knives with a special shell design. The other three brands represented extensions or extensions of the class's make Nizza. Of the four brands shown, only the one with registration number 416,987 is still active. The brand The Genuine Swiss Army Knife Wenger was used to differentiate the products from the competitor Victorinox, who called their army knives the original Swiss Army knife. The Grandmater brand was used for kitchen knives. Swissgear was a luggage line from Wenger. It still exists today, also sold under the Wenger brand. In 2005, Victorinox bought the Wenger company. Things were going badly for her, mainly due to the restrictions following the terrorist attacks in 2001, when sales collapsed. Wenger continued to produce pocket knives under the Wenger brand until 2013, after which the pocket knives were integrated into the Victorinox brands. Watches and luggage are still sold and distributed under the Wenger brand. For a long time, the EvoGrip brand stood for ergonomically shaped handles on Wenger pocket knives. The trademark has since been deleted and the designation EvoGrip is used for another product. Under the figurative mark with the registration number 578,017, the Wenger logo was registered for almost all available classes according to Nizza. These trademarks, registered between 2011 and 2017, are mainly Swissgear trademarks for the Wenger luggage line. The Airflow brand was used for Wenger branded backpacks. That was it with the brands of the Wenger company. With this video I hope to have created a little more clarity as far as the Wenger brands are concerned.
Write a comment, go to my homepage www.elsienox.com. Follow me on Instagram NoxLC. On Facebook Elsie_Knox.